Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network. Welcome back to the show. Candace Freedenberg joining us again here today, our women's empowerment and business coach and founder of Untapped Potential, based out of Hartford, Connecticut, but helping women all over. We're excited to have you back today. How's everything, Candace?
Terrific, Jill. Thank you for having me.
Well, it's a pleasure to have you back here. We had a great conversation last time. I'm just so impressed as a mom, as a worker, and as all the amazing work you've done and how you just keep going and going and helping others. I mean, the hashtag, what is it? Return to work, right? You're
Right.
helping so many, especially us, a lot of us mothers who, take that back seat and raise our kids to get back in the grind. And you're here helping both businesses and both the talent. So we're excited that you're here again. And just want to point out to the website. So it's upotential.org. That's the letter U, potential.org. And please introduce yourself to our viewers today.
Thank you, Jill. I'm Candace Freedenberg, and I'm the founder of Untapped Potential. And we are advancing business and reigniting careers. Really, I think of it as that human capital that's missing in the workplace. And as we are facing declining working age individuals, we know that many of the women invested in their degree have 5 to 7 years experience in their professional capacity. And the way the job board systems work today, it's very hard for them to break back in. And Untapped Potential supports both the businesses to recognize the value of this talent and to craft the right opening at the right level for them to step in at their caliber, and for the women to understand how the workplace has changed. Yes, it has changed, but a lot of things are easier than they were, and a lot of things can be skilled up very quickly for them to add value in today's business needs.
Beautiful. Well, I know you're here and you're on that mission to help, also bring gender equality to us women back into the work as well, right? And tell us a little bit about, the work you're doing. And I know we have events to talk about too. So where do we begin?
So, the way Untapped Potential works is we really provide a network of support for women. And we realize that you might engage while you're raising your kids and meet a mentor that supports you, finance mentor in your field is finance. So, we look at it as a long journey where you are keeping yourself fresh from a professional perspective, and even keeping in your own mindset of that you are a professional. Yes, you might be focusing on day to day of kid care, but you are a professional, and we want you to own that so you don't suffer with imposter syndrome when it's time to get back and feel like you don't fit. That's one of the biggest complaints we hear from moms is we don't know where we fit. We feel like our prior career is some story that we really didn't do
Yeah.
it, and they feel so disjointed. So by engaging in our quarterly mentor mingles, we really make women feel like I'm supposed to be here. Yes, I have other responsibilities, but I'm going to keep my jargon up and things of that nature. So that network of support is critical. And we have mentors from all different industries where people dedicate their time and their resources and their own networks to bring value to Untapped Potential. The second major thing is skilling up, and we don't think you can return
Ah.
back to the workforce without learning something new. And we really inspire people to be lifelong learners. So we have courses in things that companies say they are going to be in demand skills. That may change, but right now their hot things are digital marketing, data analytics,
Yeah.
cybersecurity, agile and scrum management. And there's always things that we hunt down for people. If they're in HR, we want them to be recertified in HR. So we work with the candidate to find what's the right skill up for them. And then the last circle of our three-prong approach, we've got the network of support, skilling up to your potential, and then real curated engagements. So we ask companies to welcome them into their workplace for a short mid-career internship that lets the candidate really work in the entity and gain those on the job training skills that you might have gotten when you were a college intern. But it's poised at the right level and matched such that we think that's a good landing place for the candidate, and the client usually more than benefits from that candidate during that mid-career internship. It's actually a trademark product called our Flex Return, and it is modeled in parallel, but has a lot of flexibility. But it's modeled in parallel to the growing returnship trends, which is a word trademarked by Goldman Sachs.
Wow. Oh my goodness. By the way, I just have to point out here that your background is impeccable with all the work you've done too. You have been through this yourself as a mother, right? Taking a
Mhm.
step back from your career. Could you just tell us a little bit about your career before you had kids and then even after Kodak and you so many places?
Well, definitely. I have a unique undergraduate degree. There are only two universities in the country that still offer an undergraduate in optical engineering. So that is the science and study of light. In other universities, it's a PhD level physics
Uh-huh.
degree. So I had the great experience of coming on board as an engineer at IBM in the semiconductor technology,
Yep.
and was one of two in a very large, maybe 30,000
Wow.
plant. I loved the work I did. I got exposed to their manufacturing systems worldwide. My mentor was a go-to for all anything to do with optics for manufacturing. So it was ahead of the game, if you will, for so many technologists. And I really not only loved that, but I got into program management and
Yep.
then got my master's in business and launched new technologies, patented technologies, did remarketing agreements with
Yep.
some of the larger laser manufacturing companies. And then I moved on to go into worldwide sales and launched at Eastman Kodak. Following that, bringing program management and new technologies around e-commerce of images as information and camera and phone technologies way back when. And
Beautiful.
I was fortunate to work in those environments and really dual career spouse, relocating to different location, the
Yep.
company selling to ITT. I couldn't be in two places at one time. And when I came back to work in this capacity, I really didn't think about what I left behind, or I didn't think about, I just
Aw.
really saw this problem that women with high caliber skill
Yep.
sets weren't adding value to our GDP.
Well, here you are proving, so many people wrong because there are, as a female myself who took a step back from my career as well and had the kids and then getting back into it. And trust me, I love what I do. I'm doing my radio podcast, which I love, but everyone's like, well, why aren't you working back in television? Why aren't you back in New York City? I'm like, well, because I can't right now. I really don't want to right now, but there come that time where maybe you do want to grow and expand, right? But you're fearful. Well, I'm rusty. Well, I'm older. Well, and there's, some skills that I could, I need to kind of catch up on. And you offer all these classes and sessions too. And what is this event that's coming up? I think it's October 7th, you mentioned.
Yes, October 7th is our kickoff to our
Okay.
return to work for women series of events. And we do this in the fall and in March. So we have a fall cohort and a spring cohort. So we encourage both candidates to attend and then companies to sign up simply to meet our talent. But ideally, they're thinking of what project-based work, what role could a returner fulfill for us.
Yep.
So it begins October 7th. It is a lunch and learn, and it is virtual. And we'll have
Love
speakers from
that.
different industry verticals share what are the skills they typically look for,
Yep.
what is their culture in their workplace, and why do they support women returners. And also, we ask them to kind of do a speed interview. So each day is
Yes.
industry focused, and it begins with healthcare, biotech, and pharma industries. And then we have a day focused on more the engineering skill sets, manufacturing, aerospace, clean technology.
Wow.
And we really lure or ask companies to attend that we know are growth industries that women will have a long, valuable career in. Another day focuses on banking, insurance, and finance. And then there's days that focus on IT, data analytics, digital marketing, the more techie focused skills. And our last event that is, we call it purposeful work, but it's the nonprofits, higher ed. It includes startups, which often have a mission base today. And it is our highest attended event. Many women that opted out really want to do something purposeful when they return.
Got it. Well, thank you for that. And at this time, let me just remind everyone all the ways we can reach out to you and especially find out more about this event. Website, I'm assuming?
Yes, it is upotential.org. That is the letter U, potential.org. And particularly, you can go to our events tab and see the events there.
Yay! I see the information session. That's one on Wednesday, October 2nd. And then this is the Return to Work for Women series kickoff starting Monday, October 7th. And then you can register for each of them, I guess, right? So if you're in the healthcare, biotech, pharma, there's a separate
Yep.
section for that. Then the manufacturing, aerospace, and then banking. And so go right there to the website to find this out. My goodness. How do you keep up with all you do? I mean, how old are your kids now?
My kids are now 20, 22, and 25.
Oh my
So
gosh.
they're off and out of the house. Um, and I think that one thing we're really busy right now because of a lot of our historical clients are coming back to us and they really want to, they know our talent's so good. They're coming to us and say, I know that you have those events coming up, but we want to interview someone in billing and finance, and we want to interview someone in marketing and social media. So they're catching us early. So we kind of have both things going on where we're matching candidates for both the flex return or direct hire. So we do direct hire placement as well.
Amazing. And here on the website, you could find out, the businesses that are in need. And also you could register to be a part of your, your personal profile could be here on the website, which is great because you're acting
Yes.
like a liaison between these people who need the jobs and the businesses that need the help.
Very, very much so. And one thing, clients come to us and say, we know our talent better. And as you know, job board systems, applicant
Yeah.
tracking systems, keyword search, and AI, it is less and less personal. There was just an article on NPR about
Yeah.
that. And really, we focus on being that human touch. And because
Ah,
we have the mentor mingles where we're meeting people in a professional networking environment, we really get to see them in different capacities.
yeah.
Networking is a definite display of your work ethic, but it's a display of a lot of things that make you successful. So we
True.
are able to pinpoint the different candidates that are great for certain businesses, certain roles, and certain companies, and companies come to trust that we know the candidates well.
Got it. Well, you've been doing this for quite some time, and I love hearing success stories about all the women you've helped get back into the force. And what continues to make you drive every day to keep helping women and doing this? I mean, it's something to be said about you. And what is that?
Well, it is very fulfilling in hearing, women and what was the thing that kicked them off the bus. And they often feel that it
Uh,
was a fault of their own, that they couldn't do both women with a super mom cape on and be super career oriented, and really pumping them up
Yep.
and making them feel like I am valuable, I can do this, is that women empowerment piece that you mentioned, and seeing them
Yep.
have their first interview and feel like, oh my god, they want me, and having that positive attitude, and then companies come up to me, people that are remotely in the company, not the hiring person, and they share what valuable talent we've brought to
Yep.
their organization.
Well, thank you for sharing this. And also upotential.org. If you go there, you can reach out. Obviously, we're here if you are just tuning in, talking to Candace Freedenberg, and she's offering so many, so many wonderful things for us with Untapped Potential and really giving back. And I love hearing some success stories. Could you share a few of those today? Would you mind?
No, not at all. I mean, I often highlight the ones that surprise people with the technology and things of that nature, but I'll highlight one that was successful recently that is what we call a maternity match,
Yep.
where a terrific company knows they have someone going on maternity leave. And what we do, and our idea from the beginning with regard to this, was kind of to help both
Yep.
in different ways: the seasoned professional that's ready to return, and the mom that's about to go out on maternity leave
Aw.
and doesn't know what she's getting into, but we put her in a position of power in that she is training the seasoned professional before she goes on leave. So there's a period of what is our traditional flex return where that person is getting career development by training someone that's going to be there when she's gone, but isn't taking her job, if you will. And then our seasoned
Yep.
professional backfills her in a full-time basis while she's gone. And then when she's able, wanting to come back after whatever the maternity leave is, and at this case, it was 3 months, she can come back 2 days a week. She can come back 3 days a week, and the two work together to meet the full-time need. And our candidate really was delivering a event marketing role with today's demand of all the social media around event marketing, online marketing, setting up the Zoom. She was delivering that capacity, but her background was in user experience design, IT systems for user
Yep.
experience. And the company came forward with a role after she did the flex return and their candidate came
Okay.
back. They came forward with a role where she's now going to be the project manager of their new website design, and they've crafted that. So it's a win-win-win. You know, the incumbent had a glide path back to her career, and really that could have been ones and zeros. If she had to come back full time, she might have said, I can't do it, but she was able to come back in a slow way, and our candidate showed her responsibility, showed her skills in navigating new tools with event management, and now she's going to program manage their new website design.
Impressive. I love this. And what sorts of other fields out there do you, I mean, I know you mentioned the ones that we have like the courses coming up in October, but is it really any field you're working with, any woman coming back into business, or is it specific to the ones that we mentioned before?
Well, I would say that they degreed professionals with 5 to 7 years experience.
Got it.
We have customer service professionals, marketing professionals, fundraising and nonprofit roles, as well as the IT related and engineering. We've had hydromechanical engineers, nuclear scientists. We've had the gamut. And we really do, when some people say, I have a PhD and it's hard for me to get back in, we are able to craft those meetups and those opportunities that help them launch.
Amazing. All right. Well, this is exciting stuff. And if you're out there listening today, don't forget, go to the website upotential.org. Candace, what else did you have in mind for us about our mingling? Is it the mentor mingle? Is that something else you do?
Right. So mentor mingle, mingle mentor.
Yeah.
We invite industry mentors, and really it's one of our biggest
Yeah.
strengths. So those that are listening that are in the workplace, that's the mentor. You just have to be in the workforce. You could be a new graduate, you could be a man, you are a mentor if you're in the workforce. And those mentor mingles, the next one coming up is in November. I believe it's November 15th, but I should check. And it is on
Yeah.
our calendar. And it is really one of our best events. It's called Lift Each Other Up, and it's a panel discussion
Oh,
of those in the what we call the career life continuum. So those might be considering opting out, someone
okay.
that is in their flex return, and then someone who's gotten back through untapped potential. And we've often had a person that is, had been out for 12 years and then rose to a VP level at the company, really to show that this could be you at any point of this career life continuum, and to hear, what is the conundrum that person is going through and what supported them and what didn't support them. So that is November 14th in the evening. And we are excited about that. Sarah Cody, a news anchor, is going to be the moderator of the panel.
Awesome. Wow. All right. There's a lot to you. And I'm perusing the website here, checking out on some of the talent and some of the businesses. And it's just to see these happy faces that people are out here and excited that, they're doing so much. And, what if you're out there listening and maybe just want to become a part of the talent pool in a sense? How does that part work for people?
They can simply sign up on our website, and then we send them an apply now link. The apply now link is there, and then the welcome letter has the link in it. So we have a number of forms, if you will, on the website. So from the candidate page, you can go and fill out the form. And we encourage you to attend an info session. We learn more about you. You learn more about Untapped Potential. And then we usually have workup sessions. So they'll be monthly, and you'll be working up on your elevator pitch, your resume, and your interview tips. And then we have our mock interview. So our mentors show up to interview
Ah,
you and prep you for our client interviews.
wow. I didn't realize that. The mock interview. That's great.
It's so
And
valuable, and people leave on a high from it because we focus on benevolent interviewing and positive feedback, but we prepare people well for it.
amazing, amazing. Well, you mentioned, looking back, you realize that you said participating in junior hold on achievement. This is when you were younger for 2 years and being part of the entrepreneurial process for two companies must have given you the entrepreneurial bug. So you were that young when this happened?
Well, junior achievement,
Was that like a junior in high school?
it was a junior, it was in high school. I did it, I think, my junior and my senior year. And junior achievement is still around. It's still a great nonprofit. They do things a little bit differently, where it's more in your economics class, and it's a class in school.
Yep.
Where the way it used to work is they had like AT&T and different companies, the Eversource, our utility here, would have people donate their time and like mentor students to really
Yep.
build a company. So we would sell stock, we would buy materials, we got paid for our labor, and then we sold the product and we had a profit, and then we divvied up the profit to those that drove stock. So I do think, I didn't think about it then, but was such a practical application of entrepreneurship, if you will.
Beautiful. Well, we still have a few more minutes left in the show. How did you want to kind of, end off for today?
Is it possible to share screen at all,
Of
or
course it is.
yeah.
Absolutely. Bring it on.
So I'll see what I can do here just to bring some visuals
Yeah,
to, it's gonna, let's see. Uh, I'm gonna go here, and then I'm gonna have
sure.
to open up
Yeah,
the
you
right
have
one.
permission, so it should automatically go. I see it black so far.
So far, it's
Okay, here
almost
we
there.
go. No problem. Let's
I
see.
think a visual is worth 1,000 words, and
Sure
uh,
is.
we did receive the Women of the Year award from SBA, and I don't know. That's the visual that you have here, and
Aw.
these are the upcoming events you were referring to. So we're really focused right now on our return women to each of these industries, and I think one thing you highlighted was the how do you get there? It's the
Yeah.
apply now button. You can apply now, and we'll get your information and get you going. And this is our talent, where we highlight just a little blurb about each candidate. That went really quick, but here's the
Yeah,
uh,
yeah.
returning to your potential and the key application. So that's really where candidates can go. And of course, we have a lot of I'm just going to go back to our profile so you can
Yeah,
see this
please go
a
ahead.
bit. We can search by skill, and then, we have really folks with a range of skill sets, as you described, whether it's risk analysis and commercial investment,
Uh-huh.
um, creative content, healthcare industries, program development, and really we want to bring that candidate to their full potential. That's our goal. And when we look on the business side, we really want you to partner with us, be part of the solution. That's the theme for this year's Return to Work event, is simply meet our talent, be part of the solution. We give you low risk access to the human capital that can add value to your business today. And there's 3 simple steps: pledge to measure our candidates by their skills and their experience, submit a business need, and then we work on a match. And critically, our talent comes with, education you respect and experience that companies value. And it is a range of skill sets. So I don't know where you want to end it, but that's just how businesses can learn about us and submit their information.
Beautiful. I would love if you could just stop sharing the screen. Makes for a cleaner ending. And tell us again, Candace Freedenberg, how we can reach you. Go for it.
It is at the letter U,
Uh-huh.
potential.org, upotential.org, Untapped Potential. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And always a pleasure having you here and looking forward to October 7th. Don't forget, check it out. Go to the event section, reach out, and will we see you before then or are we talking after that?
I think we will have one more time,
All right, good.
maybe next week. Thank you.
Beautiful. Yeah, feel free if you want to bring one of your some of your potential candidates on or some that have worked with you before on either side of the coin. It'd be great to hear their experience too. They could always join us in the Zoom room, just an idea. But I'm glad. Thank you for sharing your screen. I love that. Thank you.
Terrific. Thank
All
you.
right. Bye bye,
All right.
Candace.
Are you looking for even more of the podcasts and hosts that you love? The Podcast Business News Network is proud to announce that you now have even more ways to listen live. Check out the MyTuner Radio, online radio box, and Simple Radio apps on iOS and Android, or find us online. Search for Business News Network on mytuner-radio.com or search Podcast Business News Network on streama.com and onlineradiobox.com/US. Take your podcast on the go and don't miss a minute of the action.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers.
Day-to-day simple tasks can become pretty daunting.
I have to carry my chair up 2 flights of steps or have somebody do it for me.
What scares me the most is just the falling.
When I'm struggling with my house, I think, to have that one great barrier just knocked down, it's crucial.
Home for Our Troops is a wonderful nonprofit that builds a
mortgage-free, fully adaptive, handicap-accessible house.
And there's no catch.
It'll be our very first home that we've ever owned. This is a game changer.
This is where your life begins again.
We need you to join us in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Because of you, everything's going to be okay.